since we released the Jellyfish UAP, it was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. That is a legitimate UAP, whatever you define UAP is. It's a legitimate UAP, and people know it. And not only that, but we promised that we would come here to DC and we would give exact location, time, people that confiscated the material, even provide witnesses. We said we would do that. So part of why we're here too is trying to see if we can do that in a way that is ethical and safe, for sources and witnesses. So in a sense, the other reason why we're here, it is self-protection. But it's protection not only for us, but it's also for the people that do trust us with their lives and livelihood, not to demean it or put it down at all. That's the level it's at. So I just wanted to get a sense from you, George. I know I would like to hear from you about Congress. What's going on? You're politically, you understand stuff like the climate. So I want to hear about that and about talking about UFOs. And then also, were we successful on this trip?
So for Congress, one of the reasons we came here now is because of what they have on their plate. I mean, when we got to D.C. earlier this week, we did not know for sure if the government was going to shut down or not. I mean, they had not reached an agreement on spending, and there was a really good chance that the government would shut down altogether, which would be a disaster on so many levels. So that was on their front burner. Then the Supreme Court drops a decision to hear this case, Donald Trump, and whether he is immune from prosecution for crimes committed while he's in office, which throws the presidential race into a tumultuous state. That was a big issue, a front burner issue for members of Congress. They don't know if the government's going to continue. The presidential race is upended. And then there are a whole bunch of other things that are on their plate that all were coming to a head right now. The Ukraine, Gaza, the border crisis, all those things are hot button issues. They are front burner issues for Congress. And we're trying to get a sense of, with so much on their plate, has the UAP issue been moved to the back burner? Is it the kind of thing that they're just too busy to deal with? And the answer, as it turns out, is no. For the most outspoken members of Congress who made clear their interest in this issue, it continues to be of interest. We spoke directly with several members, elected officials, who are clearly still highly committed to get to the bottom of it, but they've run into some roadblocks that we'll get into in the course of this episode. In addition, you mentioned about the changing of the guard. I don't think people appreciate just how important senior staff members are in Congress in getting things done, especially on this issue. So after December 2017, that New York Times story hit. I know for a fact how Congress reacted because Harry Reid, my friend Senator Reid, started getting phone calls. What the hell is this? We had a secret UFO study program. We were spending millions of dollars on it. Why didn't I know about this? From his former colleagues on the Hill. And then, in addition to members starting asking questions, senior staffers with key committees, the committees who deal with really sensitive national security matters, they started moving and they started making it possible for key witnesses to come over, meet with staff, and then later started meeting with elected members of Congress to tell them what was going on with the UFO issue, that this is real, that there is a cover-up, that there is evidence, that there are key studies that have been done, and there have been reports compiled, paid for with public dollars that members of Congress not only had never seen, but didn't know existed at all. Those people really are the nuts and bolts of how stuff gets done in Washington, especially on this issue, because they have high security clearances themselves. They're allowed to see the black budget, to see how tax dollars are being spent on really sensitive programs and military technologies. Those are the people that are key to this. And as you said, you used the phrase changing the guard. There has been a significant changing of the guard at some of those high-level positions. We wanted to get a sense of what happens now. Are the people who are leaving government still interested in this topic? And who has replaced them? And are they as interested as well? And I think the answers to both of those questions were pretty positive, at least in my opinion.